we already have a good question from the
Here we
people
go.
listening right now, and Dave. I mean, they're asking questions even before we start asking questions. So that's great.
Uh-huh.
So, what is the most underrated city for barbecue in your expertise?
Oh wow. Well, the cities that are well known for their barbecue, are obviously like Austin, Texas, and pretty much anywhere else in Texas. Memphis, Kansas City, and then I would say some of
Right.
the Carolinas too. Those are like some of the Memphis, right? Those are some of the more well-known cities. Um, I really like this place, and I bring it up because it's somewhere you wouldn't expect to find really good barbecue.
Right.
One of the restaurants I'm going to is called the Smoke Shop in Boston.
Boston.
Look,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to
See, a
that.
seafood town. You're gonna
Yeah,
convert them. They're supposed to be all about the seafood. You're gonna go and change their minds.
that's it. And then I also am stopping at some really cool places in Colorado, and I've had some
Oh,
really good barbecue through Colorado as well. So I'm excited for that.
Do it. So why
Um,
don't we let's start with My Gun is Huge, who's been here since the start. So here's a question from him, which is do you think LA has more opportunities than Toronto?
Oh, it's so many more. So many more. See,
Yeah.
here's the thing. It's like if starting in Toronto was different because I had more opportunity to get on stage. So there was more I had more stage time available to me in Toronto. Do you
more
know?
repetition.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it was just, not that there was as many shows, but there was just less comics. So
Yeah.
I had way more opportunity for that. Yeah, and then but moving here, it's like there's just more opportunities in every other way. In just every other way. And all the writing, production, acting, everything. Everything. So, but to if a comic was starting out and you had the opportunity, I'd be like, yeah, start out in Toronto. Because in 3 years, you'll get more stage time in Toronto
Yeah.
than you would in 7 years in Los Angeles. So
Yeah, and
that's
also
the
you
only
need you need to
opportunity.
be, like you say, you need to be polished first to
Yes.
to
To be
actually
able to get stage time.
and to use those opportunities that you get, because
Yeah,
if you're not,
yeah.
you can get those opportunities in LA, but if you're not like polished, it's like gonna be like, all right, thank you, bye.
Exactly. Then it's going to go away. Totally. But yeah, but no,
Yeah,
but hands
it's,
down in terms of opportunity, though. Sorry, Canada, we love you, but yeah.
Listener here, Hector VBB. I wanted to give a shout out to him because he dropped me a message. So he lives over in Scotland, and he was
Okay.
writing me saying that he would happily part with $2,000 to $3,000 for a weekend if it was to come and see one of his favorite hockey teams play in, like, they do an outdoor classic in the NHL.
yeah.
He also says, and then I like the way he ends this message. He goes, but he goes, I'd spend $2,000 to $3,000 for the weekend, but that would be a once in a lifetime trip. So
Yeah.
he sees that value in it,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
cool. And then he goes, I mean, fuck, my fiance spent $4,000 for 6 days shopping in New York and saw basically fuck all. So to each their own.
Yeah,
Everybody's got.
Again, it could be somebody going to see, the fashion show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's for them their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, it just depends on the value that you put to anything.
And I think finally it got to the point where like the world was like, all right, enough. You were gonna have to give you a pandemic because you can't just be eating ass every time.
Yeah.
So now we're going back to like shaking, still doing this. We're like a full circle. Oh yeah. Somebody put.
Pam
Yeah.
just said sharing blunts is not going to happen anymore. No,
Yeah,
there
that's
it is.
another
Sharing
thing.
I
blunts
didn't
is
think
over.
about that.
Yeah, that's true because I brought some for Palm
won't
Springs,
be.
and I even brought to my cousin because I was gonna meet him, and I was like, I brought another one. I was like, this is for him,
Right.
because
Oh,
I was
really?
like, because even he's my cousin. I was like, and he's vaccinated and everything, but then I was like, okay, but still, I was like, never
That's
know.
very considerate, but I would still do and I would do the sober as well. I would do the grab the blunt, but make sure that it doesn't go on your lips. Person smoke it. You still gonna smoke it, right? You can't.
You still get most of it. You get the point. You get the point of the blunt. Yeah, it's that's gonna be the thing. Is just everybody kind of like still acting like they're this wild man, but they'll like take the shot, but like cup the rim of it so just their fingers hit it. It's gonna be like we cannot. My girl said I thought it was really interesting. She was like, nobody can act like we all haven't been traumatized in some way. It has affected you. It will affect you. It'll affect like you said, even the weird knuckle bump. Oh, elbow. Oh, you want a handshake?
But I'm going to answer your question. What's the difference in international senses of humors? For me, I'm gonna speak because of what I know, because my first language is Spanish, but I did pretty much all my stand-up has been in English. So I've always tried to like just so I know kind of like more of the English humor not the English, more of the American humor. So I think in terms of when I done stand-up in Spanish, what the difference has been that there's a lot. You don't have to be as fast as in English in the American culture, because stand-up is like was created here. It's been here for like 50, 60 years. So it's part of the culture. So like in Latin America, stand-up is still kind of like, it's getting more popular and now more people are doing it, but it's still kind of like a new art. So the audiences are still finding out what it is stand-up. And sometimes they think stand-up is kind of like a one-man show or like a play or like so there's a lot. So they give you more room to not get laughs. So that's kind of like the big difference for me. I don't know.
Brain Guts, you did great by coming in with the question, but now you've lost points in my mind by following up with a really crappy, with a crappy question,
like literally crappy question.
Yeah, like the exact kind of questions that, like when I said, does anybody have questions about travel for Francisco Ramos? You knocked it out of the park by being the one to ask a question about international sense of humor, and then you took all that good, all that whatever, all those good vibes away by going, there he goes.
Said, oh wait, what while traveling. All
right, I'll allow it. We can allow it then. Would you rather fart or shit your pants traveling? There you go, Francisco. I think our viewers are going to learn the trick of, like, you can ask anything now as long as you say while traveling. Like Jeopardy. Like you just have to have the.
Well, that's an easy one. I mean, fart. I mean, you don't want to shit your pants in any situation. You know what I mean? Like, who cares if you fart really loudly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, the answer's right there. So, Brain Guts, you're. I hope you have bipolar disorder or something.
Yeah, the first one was very like, oh wow, really, this guy's really interested in the podcast, and then the other one's like, poop.
Yeah, you really came through for us, and then took it away. So.